like I say too, there's a lot of other things that before you call me crazy. I know it sounds like I'm really defensive. I'm not really defensive though. It doesn't really matter to me. Like I say, I don't really care. Um, I'm Lucifer Starr, or the person known as Lucifer Starr, the inventor of the Titanic, builder of stuff like the Spruce Goose and stuff like that, or owner of the Spruce Goose. Like I said, Howard Hughes was just a test pilot and someone that worked for me at some point in time, and was actually doing stuff with Amelia Earhart, one of the queens, basically, or someone that was actually the governor of America. Um, those two together basically led America and basically led my people for me in my absence, or whatever else like that. Promoting aircraft and all kinds of stuff, managing my companies. And actually, Howard Hughes, or that guy, basically was who was known as Howard Hughes, was basically, and some say he was just somebody that actually cashed fake checks. I don't really know. Anyway, though, whatever, it doesn't matter. My aircraft were built, and the aircraft were manufactured, and they did a very nice job of manufacturing my aircraft at that. Anyway, so, like, who is Amelia Earhart? For years, they didn't even know who she was. Well, she was a queen that renounced her title as queen, or changed to basically more of a business. A very wonderful woman that I love very much. I never actually met her though. Anyway, um, like I say, many people like Rodney and Rick Bush both called me crazy long before now. I don't care. Like I said, as far as people calling other people crazy, I mean, Bill Gates did the same thing, trying to post things in the newspaper, trying to do fake news. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, actually. Like I said, this is the first time, or these are the first videos. Well, there's other stuff, and people came to check me out as a small child, knowing of who I really was. And like I said, there was you had no idea who I really was, other than Brian. Look me up. I'm a birth certificate. Just one of many people. And once upon a time, I was actually listed as John Doe. Basically, somebody knew me as, basically knew my body as John Doe when I was in a coma or something like that. Anyway, I don't really know. But which John Doe? John Toe, actually, is what it was. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Lots of gang members, like who actually ran the Bloods and the Crips? Who was the head black person? Well, a guy named Papa, and they were known as Papa's Boys and stuff like that. A group I had to get to know myself. I didn't really get to know them. Ugh, horrible people. Other people found out about them. Found them in the Middle East, shitting into trays, and then shipping opium across as basically fertilizer. Ew, that's disgusting. And then cooking it in an oven and cutting it into cubes and feeding it to rich people, or feeding it to people in alcohol. Nasty. Anyway, he walked around with a silver cane, silver on top, silver on the bottom, sharpened to a point. He was a black guy. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. He took over. I was wondering who took over my silver cane company, or apparently him and a bunch of other black people went in there and shot and killed everyone. I don't really know exactly, but somehow he found himself in possession of lots of silver, which actually belonged to some Irish people or something like that, or some Germans. I'm not exactly sure. Basically, I was making silver canes, really nice high-end silver canes, and basically at some point in time he took it over somehow. He was a man that wanted to take me down. So anyway, take down the great Lucifer Star. And he would have run into a lot of problems, since Lucifer Star was actually, Lucifer Star, White Star Lines. Me. Name of America, also known as Brian, also basically the leader of America, since I named it. You can't have America without me, since I named America and bought it and own it. So basically, good luck with that. Like I said, technically the name of America actually started when I was LSF-A shit, and I was leaving. As I was leaving, I named my country America. Country of flight, basically. It was a new purchase, of course. Anyway, LSF-A and colony ships and all kinds of stuff. So, and for years people would say, he's a basket case. I did have basket weaving companies. We taught blind people and other people how to weave baskets and all kinds of stuff like that. And lots of weaving companies, but I'm not a basket case. So, and what does that even mean anyway? Or batshit crazy. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean either. Although, I did have bat guano fertilizer company at one point in time, and they had white bags for the fertilizer, which was a mixture of horse manure and some other stuff, and maybe even a little bit of dirt or something like that, earth stuff. So, anyway, which made a very good fertilizer for fields. Also, later on, they were mixing in a little bit of ammonium nitrate into the fertilizer, which made it the number one seller of fertilizer, since almost anything would grow in it, including weeds, unfortunately. So anyway, yes. Anyway, and also, blah 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 blah. Basically lots of history, lots of stuff, lots of money, lots of food mostly, and very beautiful. The fields of very healthy plants basically did come up from my nutrients and all that other stuff. Anyway, they were using some bat guano and some other stuff. Some bats had been living inside one of my mines for quite a long time, and they had found it and had stockpiles of bat guano, which we used the first conveyor belt ever to get it out of there, because there was quite a bit of it in there apparently. So anyway, and that was done a long time ago. And I had some White Star Line steamships and sailing ships, also blue painted. Whatever, I don't really care. It gets into your existence, and basically, at several different points in your existence, I've basically played huge roles in it, and lots of stuff. And I was a very rich person, even though I didn't appear like I was. Things like having the first cell phones manufactured, first touchscreen displays, touch. And people said, "Oh, it's Kodak." It's not really. It wasn't really Kodak. It was probably a German company or me, basically. I wanted touchable screens, and technically, you can do it using wires or something like that. It's very complicated. And I don't really know, and I don't really care. But a bunch of scientists did manufacture them, basically because I wanted mobile phones. If we can transmit it through the air, we can transmit more than that. It's just a matter of technology. And once we had CB radios, we were transmitting voice. So going from voice to data really isn't all that much more complicated. But nothing. I wanted to interconnect my societies together. The more people that could talk, the more effective we could be. And that's a fact. So anyway, a way of interlacing all the people together and basically getting you to move in unison. Unity! Yes! Unity. And unfortunately, and to some extent, you could find your own unity, which may be annoying and may be why basically I was basically squished. But whatever. Anyway, fact of the matter is, when you look at old pictures of steam trains and you see L and S next to them, or the Titanic, or a lot of different other things, you will know the Lucifer White Star. I invented steam travel, and ships, and mining, and all kinds of mining equipment, and photographs, and had it all sold. Well, I was selling off, people could be immortalized forever in a picture. But anyway, there's a whole lot of people, and basically, anyway, and you could also feel sad for the fact that your loved ones are gone, or missing. You could also feel lonely. Anyway, there are lots of things to your existence that were very important. And though you do not understand these emotions or know why you feel them, now, I can help you out with that a little bit. I'm probably the only one who actually knew all this information. So anyway, before I die, I'm going to tell you. And I've tried to straighten out your history and help you understand what's going on in the world around you as best as I can. So, anyway, other people did too. Anyway, because you are very lost and confused. And you do not understand anything. You are much like an animal in the wild. You believe, you don't understand the world around you. Or the universe around you. So, anyway, as the centuries tick by and as things happen, you come to understand more and more about your future and your past and everything else. Anyway, good luck with all that. I say, I am Lucifer Star. The only one that there ever was. So, anyway.